Welcome, dear viewer. This is Derpy. I wanted to discuss some pretty neat consumables that I don't see being discussed or have a ton of info on, so I wanted to toss my hat in the ring, so to speak, and present some info on perfume. No, not that kind of perfume, although I'm sure some sweaty tryhards could use it. But before we get into the discussion, I wanted to also include the locations for these perfumes and how to get them, which I'll include in this timestamp provided if you're interested in nabbing them for yourself. Now, perfumes are late-ish game items that won't really be accessible to you until you reach the Atlas Plateau. There you can get them by nabbing the perfumer's cookbook so you can craft them. During your playthrough, you've probably collected a couple of perfume bottles and wondered what they were for, but don't worry, I gotcha. So for our very first perfume is the sparking Aromatic, which has a D in strength scaling and an S in dex. Using this will produce a wave of sparks in front of the user, covers a wide area and deals fire damage. Being relatively fast and covering a wide arc, it appears to be a pretty good close range AoE for a dex build. Next up is the uplifting Aromatic. Using it will buff you and your allies' attack and give the bubble shield buff. The increase in damage is rather low at a 5% increase for both PvE and PvP for 30 seconds. The bubble shield reduces the next hit's damage by an incredible amount, similar to the Opaline bubble tier buff. But whereas the flask version lasts a whopping 3 minutes, the perfume version only lasts a brief 30 seconds. The poison spray mist is a status focused aromatic that upon use, the user will spill a poison cloud that will gradually build up poison to any enemy within. When procced by the poison cloud, it is an outlier among poison in that it inflicts 24 damage over time versus the usual 8. Also, poison spray mist isn't the only outlier in additional damage and poison, but that's a video for another day, fellas. Continuing is a similar perfume, the acid spray mist. Upon making contact with an enemy, it lowers their attack by 15% for both PvE and PvP. It also has some very good traits in that it doesn't have to fill a bar to proc like a status effect. The moment an enemy is caught in the cloud, they have it instantly, and it lasts for 60 seconds, which gives plenty of time to make use of the lower damage coming your way. Second to last, we have the Blood Boil Aromatic. When using it, it buffs the user with an additional 30% attack boost to PvE and 20% to PvP. Keep in mind that this is a body buff, so it also frees you up to buff your weapon. Be warned though, it comes with the caveat of reducing your defense, pretty harshly even if you're wearing decent armor. It lasts for 60 seconds, so you have ample time to make use of it if you need that extra oomph. Definitely use wisely. Last but not least is the Iron Jar Aromatic. Using it buffs you with the Iron Flesh equivalent from Dark Souls. It buffs your absorptions by 40 and decreases your lightning absorption by 60, along with your movement with you only being able to fat roll and walk. Attacks from weapons will also bounce off, and you'll have a ton of poise allowing you to shake off attacks in a multi-opponent scenario. That covers the perfumes. If you have the materials to craft some of these, I'd recommend crafting a couple if you want to have an extra card up your sleeve. Could just be what the perfumer ordered. For PvE, I can see them being pretty effective, if not with co-op, as it can really help out during that buff's duration. Little tip by the way, the Mimic tier summon can use consumables that you have in your equipment slots. This also means they can use perfumes as well. As for PvP, I haven't used them too much, so I don't want to judge them. Rather, I think you should give it a go and see for yourself. Although I like the Spark and Iron Jar perfume so far. And the Acid Spray Mist is situational, but pretty nice as well whenever it actually lands. I do think they should be looked at in the future, and that's because for when you can get them, what you need to craft them, and that they cost FP, I think they should be adjusted in some manner to make them more powerful in comparison to the stuff that's already in the game. I think they're okay, but they can be much better. Hopefully they'll get buffed in some manner in the future, but anyway, I may make a follow-up to this in terms of PvP, but we'll see. Hope this helps you out in this obscure series of consumables, and I'll go ahead and include the ways you can get the cookbooks to craft them now. Thanks for watching, have a great day, this has been Derpy. I'll see you guys later.
Well, the divorce from one's trade.